The birth of a dream, Kangbashi's ambitious beginnings. Kangbashi district is located in Ordos City, Inner Mongolia, China. Construction started around 2003 or 2004, transforming farmland and desert into a modern city. The plan was to build a huge modern city, sometimes called Ordos Newtown. The main goal was to create a new urban center for the resource-rich Ordos region, wealthy from coal mining. Leaders believed many people would move to Kangbashi, planning for a population of 1 million. The vision was for a bustling modern place built from almost nothing on the Ordos Plateau. The government invested huge amounts of money to create a world-class city, hoping to attract businesses and skilled workers. Planners saw it as a key part of China's urbanization drive, moving people from rural areas to cities. The ambition was clear in the scale of the project, building not just houses but a complete city with roads, public spaces and services. They aimed to shift the population from the older, more crowded Dongsheng district of Ordos. Kangbashi was to be the new face of Ordos, a fresh start full of modern promise. Designing a metropolis architecture and urban vision. The urban plan for Kangbashi was grand, centered around a massive civic mall. This area featured impressive buildings like a museum, library, and large commercial areas. Residential complexes were designed to house many people, alongside towering government buildings. Architecturally, Kangbashi was meant to be stunning, with unique modern designs like the Ordos Museum and Ordos Library. These buildings were designed as works of art, meant to impress visitors and residents alike. The layout included wide avenues, large public plazas, green spaces, and parks, creating a pleasant living environment. The city was not just about concrete and steel, but about creating a community. Monuments added to the grand feeling of the city, aiming to create a place of culture and commerce. Kangbashi was intended to be China's answer to Dubai, a bold statement about the future. Empty streets and echoing halls. The ghost city emerges. Despite all the planning, something went wrong. The grand city was built, but the people did not come as expected. For many years, Kangbashi remained dramatically underpopulated, with quiet and empty streets. The term ghost city soon became popular, with journalists and photographers capturing images of empty apartment blocks and deserted public spaces. Kangbashi became famous worldwide, but not for its success, symbolizing China's rapid, sometimes overambitious, urbanization. When major facilities first opened around 2009, the city was not full, with the main inhabitants often being migrant construction workers. The families and businesses that were supposed to fill Kangbashi were largely absent, leaving new apartments vacant and shops with few customers. The city felt like a movie set after the actors had left, raising many questions about the grand vision and the dream of a thriving metropolis. Unpacking the reasons for vacancy. One major reason for Kangbashi's emptiness was an overestimation of demand. Developers built the city expecting a huge number of people, based on the region's coal wealth. However, the actual number of people willing or able to move was much lower, with initial projections too optimistic. The city was built for 1 million people, then scaled down to 300,000, but even this lower number was hard to reach. Another key factor was an economic shift, with the Ordos region's economy relying heavily on coal mining. The coal boom eventually ended, leading to a housing market crash in Ordos, with many developers going bankrupt and some construction projects left unfinished. The economic foundation of the city was shaken, making it harder to attract residents. The initial cost of living was also a barrier, with high property prices and taxes discouraging people from moving in. The construction itself was rushed, leading to concerns about quality, with reports of rushed construction not helping build trust. The human cost, social and economic fallout. The emptiness of Kangbashi had significant economic impacts, with huge sums of money invested in building the city. When it remained vacant, this investment did not pay off as expected, with developers facing financial ruin and banks left with non-performing loans. The local government also faced pressure, with a lack of residents meaning a lack of economic activity, creating a cycle of stagnation. Socially, the ghost city label was damaging, affecting the reputation of Ordos and Inner Mongolia. For the few people who did move to Kangbashi early on, life could be isolating, with limited shops and services. The situation highlighted broader issues in China's urbanization, with reports of an estimated 65 million empty homes across China. This suggested a national trend of building ahead of actual demand, creating housing bubbles and tying up vast amounts of capital in unproductive assets. For local people in the Ordos region, the situation was complex, with some benefiting from compensation for their land, while others faced disappointment when new opportunities did not materialize quickly. A new dawn, strategies for revitalization. Faced with a ghost city, the local government knew it had to act, implementing various strategies to revitalize Kangbashi. One of the first steps was to curb new building work. Shifting the focus from construction to population, they realized that building more empty structures would not solve the problem, needing to attract people to the existing ones. A key strategy was to relocate government offices to Kangbashi, bringing thousands of government employees and their families to the new city. This created a base population and signaled the government's commitment to Kangbashi's future, giving others confidence to move too. The government also offered generous compensation schemes to residents in neighboring areas, encouraging them to move to Kangbashi. These incentives were crucial in changing the city's fortunes, providing a practical reason for people to choose Kangbashi. These efforts were not instant fixes, but they represented a determined effort to turn things around, with the local authorities actively trying to breathe life into the city. The power of education and innovation filling the void. One of the most successful revitalization strategies involved education, with the local government relocating some of the best schools to Kangbashi. This included acclaimed high schools like Ordos No. 1 High School, attracting families who wanted the best education for their children. This created a strong pull factor, driving up demand for housing, especially in school catchment districts. Another innovative approach was the use of fangpiao, housing exchange certificates introduced by the Ordos city government to deal with the housing surplus. Residents could use these certificates to get housing from a government-approved list, helping fill vacant apartments. The Fang Piao system had its complexities, but it was a creative attempt to solve a difficult problem, with the local government even purchasing properties from developers at reduced rates to back the certificates. Kangbashi today, a city reborn? The efforts to revitalize Kangbashi have shown significant results, with the population reportedly increasing to 153,000 by 2017. More recently, by the end of 2023, estimates suggest around 126,900 people resided in Kangbashi, indicating a stable, significant population. The city is no longer a ghost town, but a functioning urban center, with over 4,750 businesses set up in the district by 2017. This brought jobs and economic activity, with the presence of schools also meaning tens of thousands of students are now in Kangbashi. Local estate agents reported in 2021 that apartment blocks were selling out, with developers even starting to build new complexes. The real estate market reflects this change, with the average price for property in Kangbashi around 1,792 won per square foot in early 2024. The city that was once famous for being empty is now seeing growth, transforming into a thriving community. Lessons from the San Kangbashi's enduring story. Kangbashi's story offers important lessons about urban development, showing the risks of building too much, too fast, without confirmed demand. The initial overestimation and reliance on a single industry, coal, proved problematic, highlighting the need for careful planning and diversified economies. The revitalization of Kangbashi also teaches valuable lessons, showing that even ghost cities are not necessarily permanent failures. With the right strategies, they can be turned around, with the relocation of government offices and schools being crucial. Providing incentives for people to move also helped, demonstrating that recovery is possible through persistence and adaptation. Kangbashi's experience fits into the wider context of China's rapid urbanization, with many new cities and districts facing similar challenges of initial vacancy. Ultimately, Kangbashi's journey is a complex one, going from a symbol of excess to a story of recovery, reminding us that cities are living entities that change and evolve over time. Through persistent effort and learning from mistakes, Kangbashi is finding its place, becoming a real community and offering hope and caution in equal measure.